Nation! Hey, Zack here with another Minisode Monday. On these Minisode Mondays, what we do is we call it Stump the Creator, where you send me a question and try to stump me. Now, the rule is I cannot read any of these questions beforehand, and the rules have to pertain to Historical Conquest. We will soon be doing a totally medieval, same kind of concept, Stump the Creator, but that's going to be on another YouTube channel. So if it has to do with that or any one of the other games, don't worry about it. We'll be doing it on their websites or on their YouTube channels. So as of right now, this is Stump the Creator for Historical Conquest. If you don't know Historical Conquest, it's a card game based off of the concepts of like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Magic, but with the gameplay of Risk. And yet it's all infused with people, places, events, and everything from history. So you can play with Genghis Khan versus George Washington in all different countries. Yeah, that's right. It's very diverse, and the game is always different because it's a card game. So it's basically the luck of the draw. Now, for this Minisode Monday, we have a question coming from. It's about the American Revolution, and this is from Lincoln P. Now, before I get to the actual question, I wanted to show you what we're up to right now with the American Revolution. As I told you, we're doing our first expansion game. Historical Conquest is now going American Revolution. This is the map, the prototype map that just came in. Just like the maps that you buy with Historical Conquest, but this game only have one map. This is on the 7 territories and the 13 colonies. How cool is that? So you will actually, when you're playing this game, you'll actually put down the 13 colonies where they belong and also the territories. And the way this happens is you take you got the 13 colonies plus the 7 territories, so that's 20 lands, and you divvy them out. One person gets half, the other person gets half, completely random. Then you put them in place with one of your cards. You're either the colonists or you're the British, and you'll be fighting over the rest of the territories you do not have right now. And so you'll be able to fight over these. You're gonna have different battles from the actual American Revolution competing for these lands. And those battles that actually happen will be able to help you or hinder you throughout this battle. So say if the British won one war, they might get a little extra bonus in their attack against the colonists during that turn. So now that we've talked about the game, there's also a curriculum that comes with it. If you want to learn about all the different parts of the American Revolution, it's not exactly a curriculum. It's more of like an encyclopedia, much like they do with comic books, with Pokemon. It's an encyclopedia of all the people in the American Revolution. Not just the people, like General Cornwallis, but also the different battles. And the cool thing is that with this, there's both a digital or a physical reproduction of this encyclopedia. But if it's the digital, we're actually going to get to a point where we're actually going to you can actually see the battle happening as you flip to the page. You ever seen Harry Potter? You know the pictures that are up on the wall, how they move and interact? Yeah, that's somewhat like what we're doing for this book in its digital form. But you get the summaries of the different battles. You get to know who the people were, where they were coming from, and everything. Also a timeline of where they were in the battle. So as you're fighting over the American Revolution, you can actually flip over to this encyclopedia and know exactly what you're doing, when you're doing it, and when it actually happened in history. How cool is that? So it's a game, but you can also flip over to a book and get more information as you go. And so as we flip through these pages, you'll see more battles that went on, more people that were part of this. Everything and anything. In the digital form, there's actually hyperlinks. So you can go from one page and say, hey, it's talking about this one colonel. I don't know about him. So you flip over to the next one, like this guy. The slippery swamp fox. This is a guy that loved fighting in the swamps, and the British were almost afraid of him because of what he did, because he knew the terrain. The British didn't, and he did some brutal things to them. So, enough said for the American Revolution expansion game and encyclopedia/curriculum. Let's get today's question. This is again from Lincoln P. So thanks for asking this question. He says, hey, I was wondering about the Historical Conquest card, American Revolution event card. Is it a one-time card, or can you keep it playing? Can you keep playing it? Okay, so let's flip over to the American Revolutionary card. Now, obviously in his question, he must be playing with the 1.0 cards. As you know, in the 2.0 cards, there's two symbols, and it tells you when you have to play them, if you have to play them immediately, if you can hold on to the ability, or if it's a constant ability. And then also, the second symbol tells you if it's a one-time use, a two-time use, or an infinite amount of use. Okay, so going into the encyclopedia from last HC 1.0, we're going to flip over to the events. So in the events, we come to, here we go, the American Revolutionary card. Okay, in the American Revolution, it says your opponent must win at least 2 attacks before you suffer any negative effects or of losses, effects of losing. Okay, so obviously, if that was in play and you could use it continuously, it means no one would ever win because you're only allowed to attack twice. And even if it worked every turn, your opponent must win at least 2 attacks before you suffer any negative effect of losing. So any negative effect for losing 2 attacks, that means obviously this one would be every single, this couldn't be every single turn. Otherwise no one would ever be able to beat you. It'd be an OP card, which means overpowered, and we would have to blacklist it. So the American Revolution, if I played in this land, and this person attacks, this player B avoids all negative effects. But if this person, if player A attacks player B again, and that card was in play, the second time is when the negative effects would be counted in. So after that ability is used, because it's immediate and one time in the Historical Conquest 2.0 cards, then that American Revolution card would then go to the discard pile. And it's out, it's done, it's used up, unless for some reason you have a card that allows you to bring that back. Then the abilities restart. But unless you can bring it back from the dead, back from the discard, it's done at that point. So I hope, Lincoln, that this helps you understand how you play with the American Revolution card. And if you haven't looked into it, it's a possibility you could actually get Historical Conquest 2.0. At the same time, you don't need to because they're compatible. It just helps you understand the cards just a little bit better. So, if you're interested, Historical Conquest 2.0 is available, and it's easier to play. It's so easy to play. With those 2 symbols, it tells you everything you need to know. And the abilities are a little bit better summed up. Also, the rules have been modified and been looked over by a third-party, 30-year veteran game designer. He knows what he's talking about. So he was able to get us all the things that we needed to change, all the adjustments we needed to make. So this new set of rules in the Historical Conquest 2.0 decks is great. It is. I haven't had one person asking me about questions in it. Okay, no, there was one person. Josh, yeah, this is a shout out to you. You find all of the little gray parts, and good job for you being able to do that. And please keep sending any kind of gray areas that you might see, because if there's a gray area, the next time we print it, it will not be there. And as soon as we find out those gray areas, we'll update the one on our website so you don't have that question anymore. I hope this answers your question, Lincoln, and I hope to talk to you soon. Please send us your comments, your questions. Send us any stumps you might have. If you think you can stump me on my own game, game on. We'll talk to you soon. Take care. Bye. If you have any comments or questions, add them to the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow, actually. Take care. Bye.